On September 22, Hangzhou, Zhejiang, the Qiantang River's tidal wave has recently become higher and can sweep away tourists. In Yupu Park, where the Qiantang River, Fuchun River, Poyang River, and Sanjing River meet, the tide has rushed hundreds of kilometers here, but the tide still contains huge energy enough to sweep away people. Typhoon Plasing made landfall in Hangzhou, China during the annual high tide of the Qiantang River, pushing the Qiantang River's tide up. Despite repeated warnings from the authorities, some tourists still took the risk to watch the tide. As a result, some residents' mobile phones were swept away by the strong current, while others were stranded on the banks of the current and hurriedly hugged trees to escape.
刚水位都没有这么高，这底下都是沙子石头，然后现在都是水了，一股泥巴味儿。
According to Zhupei News, the Hangzhou Xiaoshan District People's Government and the Flood Control, Typhoon and Drought Relief Headquarters affected by the typhoon have prohibited irrelevant personnel from entering the Qiantang River embankment since the day before yesterday to ensure public safety. Authorities predict that the overlap between the typhoon and astronomical tides will cause the tide to become more turbulent and may even overflow the riverbank, which may cause casualties in severe cases. Despite the danger, tourists still stay near the Qiantang River to watch the tide. According to a report from the Beijing News yesterday, a tourist was taking pictures of the tide in the Qiantang River and his mobile phone was swept away by the tide. He said it was very dangerous at that time and he had no time to escape. The video shows that when the tourist was watching the tide, the sky was covered with dark clouds and suddenly a big wave hit. Some tourists who did not react quickly were swept away by the tide. On the same day, when another man was watching the tide on another beach, the tide suddenly rolled towards the beach and he had to climb a tree to escape. The man said that the tide lasted for about a minute. Fortunately, He did not go too far, otherwise the consequences would have been disastrous. Every year around the Mid-Autumn Festival, the Qiantang River in Hangzhou welcomes the best tide viewing period, especially the high tide on the 18th day of the 8th lunar month is the most spectacular. This wonder attracts many tourists to the Qiantang River estuary every year.